What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is now the UFC's number 13 ranked welterweight contender in the aftermath of a successful UFC debut against Kevin Holland at 299. Now known the world over, and apparently friends with the Undertaker. Michael Venom Page, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. To be fair, it's been I feel like almost hit that home run. I think everything went according to plan, bar getting the finish. That was about
Yeah.
it. But in general, I feel like I had a great performance for my first time.
I
Had a
saw I
great
saw a
performance
tweet
for
that
my first
said
time.
not fraud checked with your face next to it, and I was very happy to see you get the respect you deserve.
Thank
Hey,
you.
so I'm at the young age of 29. I am not about at least at this point I see no qualms with getting old. I never really feel my age. I always forget when people are like, "Hey, how old are you?" I'm like, "I don't know." But it
Yeah,
finally hit me this past weekend when I shared the infamous KO, the flying knee that you hit Cyborg Santos with, and it got
yeah.
over 1 million views. And a lot of people were like surprised, and that really had me feeling like I'm like the youngest person in my company, and I'm like, why is this new information? Have you felt like a surge of new interest in the aftermath of the UFC debut?
No, 100%. You can definitely feel just the beast that is the UFC. Like, because just near enough anything I do right now just seems to just explode with regards to just interest, likes, comments, and just yeah, you can tell I'm definitely part of a different machine at the moment. So
You know,
yeah, nah, it's good, it's good.
I love to hear that, man. I saw someone write about how, like, oh, you guys say there's no good fighters outside of the UFC. Well, look at this. And I was talking to my coworkers about this, and I'm like, I feel like with most things, the answer sort of lies in the level, in the middle, which is, at least in my opinion, there are absolutely world class fighters that build their name outside of the UFC. I mean, you got Michael Chandler, Eddie Alvarez, who came over from Bellator. Kayla Harrison is about to make her debut coming from the PFL. And we've seen guys like Shane Burgos, a ranked featherweight, go over to PFL and struggle against guys like Clay Collard. But I think the other side of that is when you look at roster depth, top to bottom, who has the strongest overall quality of fighters, it is the UFC. What would you say about sort of building your name outside of the UFC before making that immediate jump over that a lot of young fighters do?
It's interesting. It's an interesting kind of conversation, and I always say everyone kind of has to take their own path
Mm-hmm.
on what they deem is most important to them. Obviously, when you go to the UFC early, be whether you're a prospect or not, or class as a prospect or not, you have no negotiating room. You are the level that they say you are, regardless of what you feel. Regardless of what you genuinely believe you can achieve and attain. And then you got the other way around where you kind of come in with a bit more proven. They've
Mm-hmm.
seen a bit of your CV, so to speak, and then you can have a little bit. You got a little bit more negotiating ability, or before you enter the UFC. I feel there's no right or wrong decision. There's no right or wrong path. I just think you have to go with what you feel is important to you. When you get that first, let's say you get interest from the UFC at a young age, but you don't feel like it's up to your worth, then it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to you just know that from seeing other people work, it's okay to not go there immediately, build yourself up on the outside and then get there. So I just think it's up to you. But or you might just say, you know what, I'm gonna show them my worth while being inside
Mm-hmm.
the UFC. It's down to the individual.
Having fought Kevin Holland, how would you sort of compare it to some of the fights you had outside of the UFC, Logan Storley, guys like that?
Um, yeah, no, again, it's a styles match. It's a styles match.
Yeah.
This style suited me very, very, very well. I was untouched. I frustrated him quite a lot. I didn't allow him to get even into first gear, let alone out of first gear. So for in terms of comparatively, if I were compared to some of my opponents, yeah, he definitely wasn't the hardest one, by all means. But it's on a different stage. It's in front of a bigger audience, so there's slightly different pressures. I don't tend to feel too pressured, but there are definitely slightly different pressures. So, that can affect your performance. But outside of that, in terms of him, and I'm a fan of him. I'm not taking
Yeah.
anything away from him. He's a dangerous man. It just like I say, styles make fight, and his style just suited mine.
You talked about sort of everyone taking their own path, and I know in the past you've talked about, this was the right time for me to make that jump to the UFC. Was the performance sort of validating that, kind of taking the slow road, taking the outside approach did benefit you and it was the correct decision for you?
Um, yeah, yeah. You know what? Like I say, it's always hard to tell. Like I genuinely probably could have come to the UFC earlier, probably about 3 years earlier, maybe. Um, but like I said, like I don't like to dwell on decisions that I can't change or I can't
Totally.
fix. I don't think I'm based on what I've just done now is definitely the I've definitely done it the right way. You know,
I agree.
I think everyone's excited for me to be back in there. I'm eager to get back in there myself. So yeah, I think I've done it the right way. This journey has been the perfect journey for me personally.
I was upset when you had a very rational take about why like the fantasy matchup of you versus Wonderboy probably isn't a good idea. And while I don't disagree with you, it hurts to hear it out loud. Who are some fighters that I know that Dana is interested in sort of making good stylistic matchups as you rise up the division? Who are some guys you think that sort of check off the boxes of getting you closer to the title shot, but still presenting the kind of fight that fans do want to see?
um, I'm trying to think who.
You want me to throw some names out?
Uh, yeah, throw some names out. The likes of
Uh,
like Ian Garry would be a fun fight, I guess, because uh, so again, stylistically, the likeness is we're gonna it's gonna be quite explosive on the feet. Um, uh,
Vicente Luque has a fight
who else?
coming up.
Luque is another good fight because again, I think yeah, he's a very explosive guy, very powerful guy. Um, on his feet as well. So that's a good fight. Who else do you have? Who else do you have?
Uh, just kind of keeping in that same type. Jack Della Maddalena's coming off a great win.
Yeah, he had a great win, man. I was very I've seen him before, but I was very impressed with how he kind of dealt with such an amazing fighter in Gilbert Burns. The scrambles that he did, there was a couple of things that I felt like Gilbert did wrong and made a few little silly mistakes on. But yeah, he looks so good. He seems to be a hard person to kill.
It's
You know
truly,
what I mean?
truly one of the toughest.
Yeah, in all positions. So that's he's definitely a dangerous opponent. But again, another exciting fight. Another exciting fight, definitely.
I don't know if you saw this tweet, but there was like this tweet just going absolutely viral of how Sean O'Malley allegedly broke Cheeto Vera's skull with
I
his
saw it. I
knee.
saw it. I saw it, and I was like,
What the
that's
hell?
that's that's my artistry.
Yes, sir. I was in like the weeds trying to explain this to people. One guy thought I was talking about Michael Bisping, even though I tagged you. It was a mess, man. People don't read.
I find it weird. I find it weird that people would like. You can even if you're an O'Malley fan, why would you want to present something that you know is a lie? It's just
I I
it's weird.
think it's like a chemical thing of getting all the likes and retweets, and I think some people just
Yeah,
like
maybe that. Yeah,
get off on like messing with people, and y'all
yeah.
need to read. Y'all need to fact check some stuff.
Yeah. But I didn't say that. I find it funny. We were actually just laughing about it. To be
Yeah,
fair,
it is
I was
pretty
like, if
funny.
you don't know, you don't know. It is what it is.
Oh, don't worry, I'm out there setting the record straight for you, MVP. As we wrap
Thank
up
you.
here, who do you think did the Undertaker walk out better, you or Izzy?
um, to be fair, like I said, it wasn't my full walkout.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've heard me explain about, what I actually wanted to do. And had
Go
I
go
had
go.
I been able to do that, then there's no doubt I would have won that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But with just, the little bit I was able to show, I'll give it to my boy Izzy.
Okay, that's fair. I like, I know you're talking to Nina and you rated yourself like 7 out of 10. So I appreciate that you're like a measured guy when it comes to this stuff. Look, I don't want to get you in trouble with Dana, but he kind of expressed that he doesn't like these sort of things and he's not eager to do them in the future. What is with Dana White and not having fun when it comes to these walkouts?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the thing is, I'm seriously, I'm very okay with people having their opinions. And in all honesty, we've seen him change his mind many a times with
Totally. I mean,
loads of
you
different
keep
things
seeing it
before.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, of course. So, um, you know, he may be just talking from his own perspective. He's like, I just want you to get in there and just put on a good fight in the cage. That's just his perspective. They've got such a massive team of people that do understand and do kind of get that. It does help, and people, fans do love it. Look how much you got the attention of the Undertaker himself. Things like that. It does work, and bringing people in. I also remember Dana White once saying that he would never have women fighting in a cage. And then we've got some of the best and most elite athletes, female athletes in the cage now.
Totally.
So like these, I'm sure like he's similar to myself. I'm more than willing to state my opinion and then change my opinion. And I think he seems like the same kind of person. I think this is what I'll keep button bashing. I'll keep going for the
I
same
love
thing,
it.
doing,
I love
and
it.
hopefully he'll see like, and like, okay, okay, I get why he does it. I'm starting to like it now. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm never going to change myself. I think they knew what they purchased when we was in talks. And like I said, it's a big machine. As much as he's at the top, I think there are others that will allow me to kind of have that bit of creative space.
But book me MVP in the sphere and let's put something cool together for
Yeah,
sure.
oh yeah, mate. If I get in that, then oh yeah, I'm telling you, I'm taking the best walkout from now.
Perfect. 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 In an ideal world, best case scenario for you, what's like a good return timetable? Because you seem to come out this relatively unscathed.
Oh yeah, no, no, completely fine. Everyone, yeah, they always have a few knocks and bruises, but nothing crazy at all. There's talks of me coming back for the UK
Nice.
show in Manchester. That's July, I believe, and I think that's plenty of time for me to come back. Obviously, I got to figure out opponent and so on and so forth. I'm still away on holiday, so I got to get back and speak to my coaches properly, and then we got to kind of navigate what we think, and then speak to UFC. There's a big process that goes into it, but if I could get on July, come out relatively unscathed again, jump in again in September,
Okay, that'd
that would be
maximize it.
a very happy year for me. I'll be
Re-
a very happy year.
Remind me, is the Manchester card a fight night? Do we know?
I'm actually not sure if I'm being honest. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
that's fine.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah.
What are the chances, like, based on just your sort of assessment of the popularity you've gained from this fight, like what are the chances they might put you in a fight night headliner next? Because we saw them offer Michael Chandler like a backfill for a UFC lightweight title shot main event in his first ever fight with the promotion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, again, this is why I find it funny when people are like, "Oh man, you're ranked, 13 and this and that. How do you feel about it?" Honestly, I'm not a person that pays attention to the rankings. The rankings don't mean anything. If I make enough noise, I can get a title fight and be ranked 50. It wouldn't mean anything. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a fun conversation for a lot of people on the outside, and it keeps people talking. So I get why there is rankings, but for me personally, I don't care. I just keep doing me. I keep, making it entertaining. People are gonna want me and push the organization to get me to those big fights.
I love it. Well, and even though you don't care about the rankings, thank you for ranking the division with me last time we talked. You can check that video out.
Yeah, yeah,
MVP, I want to leave. I'm always paying attention. Michael, I want to leave you with the last word. I'll do my part very quick. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up. Let us know what match would you like to see next for Michael Venom Page, maybe a Manchester headliner. Just put some good ideas out into the world. We love to hear it from you.
yeah.
MVP, ahead of your next fight, whenever that is, after your success at UFC 299, if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, to be fair, the one thing I am doing is, promoting my own brand. I got the MVP brand. You can go on michaelvenompage.com. for t-shirts. It's actually only available in America at the moment. We're just sorting that out to get into the UK because obviously I've got a lot of UK fans, a lot of UK support and love. You can put yourself on a waiting list for that. Potentially going to be doing a bit of a seminar tour as well. So you can look out for all that information on my website and on my Instagram page, Michael Venom Page. So, loads to come, definitely.